Greetings and welcome to News in TV. I am Makanaka Masenyama. Stories making the headlines. NASA mum on forensic audit. Details not yet for public consumption. In the courts, court told activists were trained on how to handle guns, 4 to remain in custody. In business, Buy Zimbabwe urges inclusive research on expenditure patterns. And in sports, Chidzambuga eyes COSAFA Trophy AFCON progress. Now the news in greater detail. Details of a forensic audit conducted by international firm BDO on scandal-ridden National Societal Security Authority will not be publicized until the Parastatals Board and Legal Counsel determine whether it is in the public interest to do so. This was said by new NASA board chairperson Cuthbert Chidori while addressing journalists on the progress made by the parastatal regarding the audit.
As of now, there are issues which have to be dealt with in a very, shall I say, formal manner, and that's why we also need the legal eyes that we have asked to assist us in that exercise. They'll go through it. They will identify the issues that are contained in the report, and they'll report back to NASA, and we'll be able to take it forward and make sure that those things that are contained in the report, which require further investigation or which require other activities, can also be done, and this is done properly, legally, and all the parties that are involved will be held accountable. The report itself, as it is now, it is something which is solely for the execution of the people that have been asked specifically to do that. And it's not something that we can just give anybody in the streets to read as of now.
Former First Lady Grace Mugabe has, with 2 other current First Ladies in Africa, emerged as influential people in their roles who influenced government decisions. A report on the role of wives of heads of states in the continent reveals. The Research African First Ladies database, released this week by South African-based academics Jo Nsi Van Meek and Chidochashe Nyere, said the role played by the wives of heads of state in Africa has been largely ignored. The report said Grace, during her time, was a power broker and member of an inner circle in which she used strategies to support her husband's campaigns. She, according to the report, downplayed, denied, or simply remained silent on the failures of her husband's government. The report was issued at a time when Zimbabweans are raising complaints over the interference in government operations by the current First Lady, Auxilia Mnangagwa. In the courts, 4 pro-democracy activists were on Wednesday held before the courts facing subversion charges. The 4, namely George Makoni, Tatenda Mombearara, Gamchirai Mukura, and Nyasha Mpahlo, appeared before Harare Regional Magistrate Hosea Mujaya. The quartet was represented by human rights lawyer Jeremiah Bamu, who was being assisted by Jessima Jome and another legal practitioner. Prosecutors accused the 4 of participating in a meeting held in Maldives during an unknown period where a plot was hatched to topple President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government from power through civil disobedience. Still in the courts, a High Court judge in Harare Wednesday ordered the police to immediately release the post-mortem report of a Central Intelligence Organization operative killed by state agents during the 2017 coup that toppled former President Robert Mugabe. The late CIO agent Peter Munisiswido Rosi approached the High Court seeking to compel police to immediately release her husband's post-mortem results, arguing she needed them to deal with estate issues as well as sue the state for her husband's murder. In business, Buy Zimbabwe Chief Executive Munyaradzi Wengwere has urged the government and other key stakeholders to conduct detailed research which will reveal the amount of money going towards purchasing locally manufactured products. Speaking at a function held to discuss issues affecting the uptake of locally manufactured products recently, Wengwere underscored the need to depart from basing on generalized details to the more specific details. The BZ boss said that other countries in the region like South Africa know the specific percentages that are injected into their local enterprises and can reveal the downstream advantages seen in the form of job creation derived from such expenditure.
I joined Diaspora Funeral Police when my father passed away. Without them, I don't know where I could have started with all the things I covered for the funeral. For me, to be honest, Diaspora cash plan, it was very easy, good transaction. It was only a matter of a phone call. Then they said they'll do everything the rest. To be honest, by end of the day, I got the settlement.
We end with sports. Warriors coach Sunday Chidzambwa says his charges will not take the COSAFA Cup lightly, as he has set his sights on a successful defense of the regional title ahead of the national team's participation at the 2019 AFCON finals in Egypt, where he is targeting a place in the knockout stages. The COSAFA Cup tournament will begin on Saturday in Durban, South Africa, and six-time winners, Zimbabwe, are assured of at least 2 games before leaving for Nigeria for a high-profile international friendly match against the Super Eagles on June 8. Zimbabwe, who have won the last 2 editions of the COSAFA Cup, will start their title defense at the quarter-final stage. To end this news bulletin, here's a recap of headlines once more. NASA mum on forensic audit, details not yet for public consumption. In the courts, court told activists were trained on how to handle guns, 4 to remain in custody. In business, Buy Zimbabwe urges inclusive research on expenditure patterns. And in sports, Chidzambwa eyes COSAFA Trophy AFCON progress. Reporting for newszimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masengama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newszimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is News and TV.